Hi everyone, my name is Helian Osher. I'm the owner and an artist at Murray Inn and Art Gallery in Murray, Kentucky. I'm a painting artist, but I do some other things. So when I have some free time from doing hotel maintenance work, I paint pictures and I quilt, and sometimes I make furniture like this table I made last year. Okay, nowadays I am making some seat cushions for guest rooms, and this morning this came up in my head and I thought, oh, why don't I make some movie out of making seat cushions? So here we are. First, we start with quilt squares. In my case, these are 6-inch squares. And as you may see, there are 3 squares, 1, 2, and 3 squares made of scrap pieces. In this way, I use up scrap pieces rather than piling them up here and there and make my fabric room messy. Of course, it is very messy, but I hope it makes fabric room less messy because I keep using scrap pieces here and there. And it makes the quilt more interesting if you add scrap pieces here and there. And look at this little cushion I made for my dog Channing. This one has scrap pieces here and there. Actually, the center is red, but it shows on my camera orange. Anyway, it's red. And for this one, I used 7-inch squares. So depending on what you are making, you adjust the size of the squares. Now you sew these together with 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, let's go to the sewing machine and sew them up together. Okay. You don't need to detach the first combined piece, but you can just chain sew them this way. This way you save your time. Now I have 3 rows here, and before putting these 3 rows together, it's a good idea to iron them out. So when you iron this quilt, the quilter's rule is to fold the seam to the dark side. So I am doing it that way, but sometimes I don't care. I just fold it anyway. It's easy to fold. But when your fabric is too light colored, you don't want to put very dark one over that one. Okay. Now they are nicely ironed out, and you combine them together using 1/4 inch seam allowance again. Okay, you can pin the seam together, but I am not so much about pinning, and I'm not very much about precision, so I just do it. Now all the pieces are sewn together, and it's a good idea to iron the whole panel out before combining it with the backing material. Now we are ready to sew this front panel with the backing material. This backing material is a used mattress pad. Because I am in hotel business, I have a lot of used materials. This is all clean and nice. When there are some spots soiled, we cannot use those anymore in guest rooms. So I use those used ones in quilting. Okay, now you put this side, what is it called? Right side. You put right sides together like that. And then you are going to sew all the way around with a little more than 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around except one end. One end is open and other edges are all sewn together. Now you want to trim off all the 3 edges which are sewn together. Now just leave one end. After trimming it, you turn it inside out. Okay, doesn't it look nice already? And after that, we are going to sew this line here and that line here, but leave about 1/2 inch without being sewn. Now we have 3 long pockets here to fill with the stuffing material. And in my case, I'm going to use old used pillow and put this into this first row here. And then after that, you sew this. After that, you fill this second and sew it. After that, you fill this final one and then fold this in and sew it together, and you will be all done. I forgot to trim this edge before putting the filling material, but it's not too late. We can do that now. So let me cut off this excessive amount. Because of the filling, it's kind of curved. So you cut along the curve, but it's going to be straight line. It just looks curved because of the filling. Now we are ready to close this edge. To do that, we need to pin the front and back panels together. Pinning is not very easy, but if you have a little patience, you can do that. Now we are sewing front and back together. As you go, you need to keep checking the front and back if they are being sewn together, and also keep removing the pins before the needle hits the pins. And remember, when we sew front and back panels together, we left about 1/2 inch on this edge. So there's a little area not sewn together. So if you worry about the seam being loose later, you can sew this area. Just about 1/2 inch with back stitch. And the same here. Okay, we are all done now. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And I have some more I already made here. Isn't it nice? And here's my dog on his cushion. He likes to do that. When I quilt, he is around me and he finds something comfortable for him and he lays himself like that, waiting for me to rub his belly. This is our breakfast area where I just have done quilting. After breakfast hours, sometimes it gets a little messy because I do quilting and painting here. So if you are visiting our gallery after breakfast hours, be ready to be shocked with a little mess here and there. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time, sometime soon. Bye.